Yes guys, what's happening? I'm back again with another video, and in this one I'll be previewing the Merseyside derby between Liverpool and Everton. The final Merseyside derby at Goodison Park. It's going to be spicy. I'm here to talk about it in this video, but before I start, I just want to quickly touch on the FA Cup game on Sunday. Obviously, Plymouth, it's a big shock. I can't lie, it's a big shock. Liverpool went out 1-0. Arne Slot made 10 changes to that game. I didn't get a chance to make a review or talk about the game, so I'm going to quickly talk about it before I dive into the Merseyside derby preview. What can I say? The quadruple bid is over. To be honest with you, I never thought it was something that was entirely realistic anyway, because our squad just isn't made for it. We haven't made enough signings, and we are, lacking in certain areas. The squad itself is good, but certain backups, can be a lot better. And I thought on the day we were absolutely poor, and Plymouth deserved to go through, That's just the way it is. But yeah, man, now at least we can focus on the Premier League solely. We've got a League Cup final to look forward to at Wembley against Newcastle, and the Champions League will commence next month as well in the last 16. So we're strong favourites for that as well. So like I said, it happens. It's just a bump in the road. Obviously, I was disappointed that we went out. Certain players could have played a lot better, i.e. Tsimikas, Harvey Elliott. Sorry about any background noise that you might be hearing, sirens and what have you. But yeah, man, I just thought all in all we were not good enough on Sunday. The team that Slot fielded was more than good enough to win the game. So I'm not going to blame the manager whatsoever. I just think certain players did not step up. Harvey Elliott concedes the penalty, and the rest is history. We didn't do enough to get back in the game. But we've got a huge Merseyside derby to look forward to. And who knows, this FA Cup exit could be a blessing. Obviously, I don't want to put it that way, but it could be. We've got now the Premier League, the League Cup final, and the Champions League to look forward to. And it's going to be a cracking end to the season. And I really hope we can win all three. But the bare minimum for me from this point is the Premier League and the League Cup. But just focusing on this Merseyside derby, it was obviously postponed in early December. It was due to take place there, but weather conditions meant that that game was postponed at that moment. But it's going to be a tricky game. Obviously, Everton are coming into a bit of form. They've won their last 3 games. They themselves have also gone out of the FA Cup at the hands of Bournemouth, who we know are a very good team. So it's not going to be an easy one, that's for sure. But I fancy our chances to win the game, there's no question. In terms of the lineup, I expect all the big hitters to be back. Alisson in goal, a back 4 of Trent, Konate, Virgil and Robertson. In midfield, we should see the same old midfield really, which is Gravenberch, McAllister and Szoboszlai, best midfield. And up front, it should be Mohamed Salah, Cody Gakpo, and Darwin Núñez might get a start in this game. He didn't start at the weekend in the FA Cup. He came on, but he has looked a lot better lately, so I would expect him to start that game. Luis Diaz has just been a little bit off the boil in the last few weeks or months, so I would expect Darwin Núñez to lead the line. As we know, last season what happened there wasn't great. We lost 2-0 to Everton, and it essentially ended our title hopes. But this time around, I'm confident that things will be different. We will go there with a point to prove, and we want to win. We want bragging rights as well at the end of the day. This is one of those derbies which is entirely one-sided, to be honest with you. Like, if we win this game, it will be our 100th Merseyside derby win, so that'll be great. But more importantly, we just need to win to go 9 points clear of Arsenal and essentially have one firm hand, if not 2 hands, on the Premier League title. Because I've been saying this for a while in some of my previous videos, guys. If we win this game against Everton, that's the title for me. 9-point gap with only 14 games left to play. It isn't an awful amount of games if you think about it, so I would very much expect Liverpool to get the job done. Of course, it's going to be a tricky game. Over the years, we have drawn quite a lot at Goodison Park, even in seasons where we were involved in the title race. So by no means is it going to be easy, but it's up to us. If we score an early goal and dictate play and dominate the game as we should, then it could be a battering. You never know. It could be a battering. We have battered them there before in the 21-22 season, a 4-1 win, but the majority of them have been draws, except last season, obviously, with that defeat. So I'm expecting us to do a lot better this time around. And yeah, man, Champions League football as well tonight. Manchester City against Real Madrid. I'll be keeping my eyes on that one. It's going to be a fascinating one for sure. Real Madrid are the favourites. I would expect them to go through, obviously, against this Manchester City side who just haven't been good this season. But you never know. You know, it's a clash that has delivered a lot of epic games and goals indeed. But back on this Merseyside derby, I mean, we just simply have to win now. Obviously, we've got 5 games in the next 15 days or so, starting with this derby, and then we play Wolves at Anfield on Sunday. Then the game against Aston Villa, which has been moved forward because of our progression to the Carabao Cup final. Not going to be an easy game against Aston Villa. I thought they looked really good the other day against Spurs, but then again, it's Spurs. What more can we say? But that's going to be a tough game. You know, they've signed the likes of Asensio, who looked very good. Marcus Rashford, you never know, he can turn up on his day. I don't really rate him that much, to be fair, but that's going to be a tricky game. After that, we've got Manchester City at the Etihad. Always a big game against Manchester City, even though I expect us to go to the Etihad and win this time, you know. But like I said, we can't take that game for granted. It's still a big fixture. So that's probably going to be our toughest week, you know, having Villa and City away. But if we play like we usually do, then it should be no issues whatsoever. But like I said, it's a very important period. And before the cup final, I would expect us to be in a much better position. 9 points clear, potentially more. We'll only have to wait and see. After the City game, I believe we play Newcastle at Anfield, you know, and a little bit of a dress rehearsal before the cup final, if you like. But I expect us to win that game. And yeah, man, it's going to be a fascinating end to the season. We just have to keep at it, you know. I'm expecting some of the big hitters to be back, like I said. And let's see how this one goes, you know. It's not going to be an easy one by any stretch of the imagination, you know, if we don't play well. So we have to be switched on and we have to get the 3 points, that's for sure. Because, like I said, I've been waiting for this game in hand for a while now. So we just have to make sure we get the points by all means possible. By all means possible. I'm going to go for a 2-0 Liverpool victory in this one. Let me know what you think in the comments. And yeah, man, just give me some of your opinions on the title race. Do you think it's over? Do you still think there's a glimmer of hope for Arsenal? Oh my God, there's so many sirens out there. Just when I'm making a preview, you know, but it is what it is. You got to go with the flow sometimes, you know what I mean, guys? But yeah, man, as I was saying, let me know what you think of the game. Like, who do you think is going to win the title from here? In terms of the Champions League, who do you see progressing between Manchester City and Real Madrid? As I said, that's going to be a very interesting tie indeed. You know, this is probably I think this is the 4th year running that Manchester City and Real Madrid have met. So I'm very much looking forward to it. There's a few other games tomorrow as well. Monaco, Benfica, Brest, PSG is today. Celtic, Bayern Munich. So it's going to be interesting, that's for sure. But yeah, I'm going to wrap it up now. Let me know what you guys think. Man, this derby is huge, man. We cannot afford to drop points, you know. Of course, if we draw, it's not the end of the world. We would still be essentially 7 points clear at the top of the league. A defeat would just be horrible, I can't lie. And it just doesn't, you know, it doesn't bode well if we lose this game. You know, it gives Arsenal a bit of encouragement that 6 points is, for them, it is possible to overhaul, you know. But there's no way they're going to catch us. I've maintained it for a long time. We will win this league. Especially if we win on Wednesday against Everton. But yeah, as I said, let me know what you think.